Hey everybody, this is Eric. I've been in the landscape and irrigation business for over 30 years. I've made a lot of mistakes, survived most of them. But today I wanted to talk to you uh, about a Christmas story, what I call a Christmas business story, and it relates to these bows right here. So this bow right here is a replica of one that I made in 1989, actually made several hundred in 1989. Now let's talk about the bow. The bow is made out of aluminum flashing, other parts you can get at a hardware store. In today's world, quite frankly, it's probably not cost effective to make one. You could probably find one, online somewhere, made overseas, whatever. It has some sharp edges. That may not be the best thing either. But in 1989, when we needed some bows for Christmas decorations, this is what came about. So what I wanted to share with you about this is an entrepreneurial story. So those that have an entrepreneurial bug, you're thinking about trying something going into the new year, you want to be creative and you just need a little bit of push, or you like to hear a feel good story, this is one. This bow represents a lot of lessons that I learned and a lot of opportunities that I had uh, to learn about business. So let's go back to 1989. Again, I've been in the landscape and irrigation business for over 30 years. Growing up in high school and college, not only did I mow yards and do every other odd job, I worked for a landscape contractor installing new homes. I also worked for an interior plant company in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. Now that was a little bit unique, didn't quite have the competition. This person had a very successful business, and one aspect of their business was decorating for Christmas. That was a big thing. Is businesses in the Raleigh area and RTP, they would all want to have their places decorated for Christmas, and they would hire this person in their company to do it. So I was working for this person and decorating trees in August in a warehouse. Now that's not a lot of fun. That will definitely give you the bah humbug feeling. But one day, they the owner and some sales representatives, they went to a Christmas show up in New York. They saw a picture of a metal bow on the side of a building. They took a picture of it. Now let's stop a minute here. Remember, this is 1989. We didn't have phones with cameras. We didn't have YouTube. So a lot of things that we have now in technology and ways to learn information we didn't have. So they took a picture of it, got it developed, I don't know where, came back, I was in the warehouse, they plopped down a picture and said, "Can you make this?" And I said, "Well, I don't know, I guess I'll try." They said, "Okay, well, we're going to give you a budget, go up to our hardware store, we have an account, find some materials what you think can make it. Let's spend, a day or two and see what you can come up with." So, a couple things. One, really blessed for the opportunity, to be creative and to try something. And the lesson there is, the boss, she delegated. She said, "This is what I want. I have confidence in you. Can you do it?" And then gave me a little budget to work with and gave me the freedom to go choose the materials, make some mistakes. I mean, we made a lot of mistakes and before we came up with this one here. So that was, great. So that's one lesson. If you're in business, you need to delegate. You need to, let people try something and use their creativity. The second thing is, complete trust. She said, here's a budget, time frame, money wise. Go take it and do with it. I'm not going to micromanage what you do. So I worked on it, came up with these metal bows. The boss and the other personnel at the company came back. They looked at them. They was like, "This is great." That was August. Okay, so fast forward. This was my freshman year in college. I left to go to school. They went out and sold these as part of their Christmas package. So I get a phone call about September from the boss saying, "Hey, we've sold some of these bows. Can you make some more for us?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I guess." She said, "Well, do this. This is the number I need. I want 3 sizes. Think about what you would charge for the bows and if you can get it done, and give me a call back." So again, here was another opportunity, your first business opportunity. So now it's kind of like a contractor. She said, "Name your price, figure out what time, what it's going to take, and if you can do it." So the lesson there was I had to figure out, okay, how much time do I have in these bows? What kind of materials and what kind of money do I want to make? Now, quite honestly, again, early in college, early in my career, not even starting my career, I'm sure I didn't charge what a craftsman would charge today, but I charged what I was comfortable with, and it was more than I would make working someplace per hour. So I was great with that. So she said, fine, let's do that. Then she said, when can you have them done? I need them done. What you do, and at that time we would get all the stuff ready, and then starting the week before Thanksgiving, you go out and put all the decorations up. So the next lesson was every weekend I had to produce bows. So instead of just kind of partying and goofing off and doing what you would in college, I was in Santa's workshop here making these bows. And that taught me a lot too. Again, the discipline. I had a timeline. I had a budget to meet. I had expectations. I had, they were counting on me. But they didn't call. They didn't worry me. They had confidence that I could get it done, and I didn't want to let them down. So I made all the bows, worked every weekend, got all the bows ready, turned in, and of course then I got paid for it. And I thought this was great. I mean, really my first stab at business in an entrepreneurial setting. They had confidence in me. They gave me a check, little creativity. So I was really happy with that. Well, then, of course, I worked with them to go put these up. And we worked all through the weekends prior to Thanksgiving, right up through Thanksgiving, putting these bows out on fences and gates and sides of buildings all over the greater Raleigh-Durham area. And of course, I learned to work with the crew, learned a lot about, how to set up and decorate for Christmas and the time frame and the time crunch, but it was really a good lesson. And a lot of the crew wondered where they got these bows, and they were amazed. They're like, oh, you made those? And I said, yeah, I sure did. So a lot of lessons there. Now, the other thing too, I don't know I can't remember how much I charged for these. Let's say I charged $25. I have no idea. Long time ago. I have no idea how much they upcharged them. But I could remember, and I know later in life how a lot of thoughts go in our head about, oh, well, I'm working for this much and the boss is selling it for that much, or they're paying me this per hour, but they're charging this per hour. But you know what? Look at it. That's not how I looked at it. This was a blessing, because without her having the business and the clients, the salespeople, and the structure to go out and sell these, there's no way I could sell 300 or 400 or whatever we made. So, I was fine with that. And it worked out really well. It worked out great for me. It worked out good for her business, and it worked out for the clients. Their place was decorated for Christmas. Everybody was happy. So this year, as we decorated our house for Christmas, I went back in the workshop and I made one of these bows. It's kind of clanky. Again, it's not something you're going to find and buy today. It's not going to be competitive with all the great Christmas decorations that are out there. But when I look at this bow, I remember that story. I remember how the interactions went. I remember that this experienced business person gave me a chance, let me be creative, let me design something, gave me a budget, let me figure out a cost, and let me make a little bit of money. And of course, I also had to, work on deadlines and be responsible to get the job done. So when I look at that bow, that's what I see. And I just encourage anybody, as you're having a time to rest and reflect over the Christmas and holiday time, and you're looking at the new year, you got an entrepreneurial bug, you're thinking about something, can I do it? A lot of folks say you can't. Give it a try. Go for it. Be creative. Try something. Put something out there. It may be a service, it may be a product. There's a lot of better products than this for Christmas, I can tell you. No, I'm not going to go into the Christmas bow business. I'm going to keep doing lawn care and irrigation. But I wanted to share you the story with you. It's something that I think during Christmas, and it just makes me reflect on the gifts that I was given from an experienced business person. So find that business person that can help you get along with your dream and on your road to success. I hope you found this interesting. Wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Live intentional and be particular.